All right, what's up, everyone? Sean here, and yes, today we are definitely going to be talking about Invincible season two. The premiere has been, that just came out, and this has been one night or one day since um, its release. So I definitely was very excited to see this announced ever since, and I was aching to see it, anticipating it, and I think it's paying off. I think this first episode is definitely appropriate for what it's doing. It's definitely not like its first episode in season one, like where you have that scene with Omni Man, the Guardians, right? But you gotta understand, right? This is right after what happened with Mark or Invincible and Omni Man, right? Like that whole situation, right? It was a month after, and you really see Mark going through the motions, his mom and everything. Just they really drive it home with what Mark or what Omni Man said or Nolan said to these two at least, and it really does do a good job just showing that impact, right? And just like, really drive it home. I guess literally, but these characters are still lovable. You still see, like Cecil and, um, of course, the teens, right? The teens or the new Guardians, Black Adam and everything, and Robot and potentially newer characters that are coming, right? And then of course there's new characters already coming in. You even see the Mauler twins, right? Um, there is quite to unpack here. It was I think about 50 minutes at the most, so yeah, a good amount for first episode. Definitely cannot wait for more. That's all I gotta say. I mean, the performances have been still consistent. Like this and the boys Gen V and everything has been so consistent. I love it. Definitely these two are like the flagship series of Amazon Prime. I think they have just this gold cow on their hands, right? I guess that's one way to say it. But yeah, so, I mean, I think season two, episode one so far is promising. I mean, I'm trying not to spoil things once again, um, but I think it's another banger in its own right. But it's not like it doesn't have that lasting impact like it did with the first episode of season one. But you have to understand that impact already happened ever since the last episode of season one, leading into this one. It's kind of like a good cool down ish, but it also plants some seeds for things to come, right? You know, Especially with the new character who can unleash the new portals and everything, so on and so forth. That's really all I gotta say. I'm gonna just give it a solid 8 out of 10. I think while it is what it is, it still doesn't leave quite as an impact, right? Rightfully so. So I'm gonna give it an 8. Pretty respectful. With that said, though, the lack of impact by the end of it, the first what is it like 10 minutes or whatever, 5 minutes, that was like, what the hell is going on? What am I seeing a dream, or is this real, or is this what really is gonna happen? But it's like, oh, okay. And then once things happen later on, it all makes sense. Okay, it all makes sense now. But we gotta talk about the spoilers, so I'll see you there. All right, spoiler time. So, um, that like I said, the first 10 or 5 or 10 minutes were very like, what the hell is going on? This is the impactful stuff, right? With Mark suddenly taking Nolan's side or Omni Man's side. Like, what is going on? I thought, Mark got his ass whooped and Omni Man left um after that, but maybe he came back and then Mark came to his senses, quote unquote, for Omni Man or at least in Omni Man's eyes, and joins his dad. Right? Mark joins his dad, and then of course, you have Immortal trying to fight off Mark, but his dad comes in. fucks him up, and uh, ever since Mark joined his dad, there was the resistance that formed, and um, this one dude, he was running away. He had something in his hand, and uh, went into the base, gave him that null energy, and then, but unfortunately, Mark and Nolan were able to track them down, and then they unleashed chaos, fucked them up. Even Adam Eve got fucked, right? Because Mark was able to snap her neck without killing her, and so she's just paralyzed. That's super fucked. So that's why I was saying like that first like 10 minutes or whatever. That was like wow. But no, it turns out, of course, it plays into once again the whole multiverse thing, multiple dimensions, because of this dude, right? I forget his name, forgive me, but this dude has the power to control portals and just pretty much can go anywhere in a way. He can, pretty much find copies of himself, and what he essentially doing is trying to, save the entire universe or these worlds or whatever, because in this instance, right, each dimension have their own value, and he's trying to assemble all the values, right, into one package, and then essentially take all the memories of himself and implant him into himself, and supposedly that would like have all the knowledge to help save these worlds or whatever, right? Cure cancer, stop hunger, blah blah, you name it. Bring ultimate peace, but that gets thwarted unfortunately because Mark came in, stopped the Muller twins, because the Muller twins are the scientists, right? And they helped out the Portal Man and tried to use the big machine and everything, but um, you know, Mark stops them, right? But um, that guy is a pacifist, so he didn't want the Mahler twins Mahler siblings, I guess, at this point, with the portal opening up to all the other Mahler twins, in several dimensions or whatever. But anyway, they were just beating his ass up, and he didn't the what he called Portal Man did not want any of that, so he took off the helmet when he was not supposed to, and that did something to explode, and there's a lot of energy involved, of course, that exploded, and all the Mahler twins except one, I guess that was like one of the main ones that we know, exploded, and then yeah, um, and of course, so I forgot to mention to tie it all together. Obviously, according to the Portal Man, anyway, most dimensions have Mark and Omni Man working together, but this dimension, with its own value, has Mark not joining Omni Man, and that's why he was fascinated with this world, and he wanted to bring uh, all the knowledge, right, to help save this world, essentially, or maybe possibly all the other ones, possibly. But that didn't work out, unfortunately. And but before that, of course, yes, Mark was going through the emotions, right? Of course, and his mom and everything after being called a fucking pet and all that stuff. Like, fuck, man, that is that is so fucked up to say. Thanks to Omni Man. And then there's that funny moment with like what do you call the bully hugging it out with Mark, but he's like kind of doing more damage than good. So, and then yeah, you got Amber just like being now the ideal girlfriend for Mark. She's very understanding of what he's doing at this point. It's okay with him being a superhero and all that stuff, and they're about to go off to university together, I guess. So, yeah. Um, Meanwhile, though, yeah, Adam Eve, excuse me, he talks Mark to be a hero again. Like I think, at some point you gotta pick yourself up, kind of thing, kind of talk. And Mark gets back into work, and that's where this happens, right? Um, Meanwhile, we have the new Guardians, do their thing. They're fighting that big ass giant that had the Donkey Kong sounds at the beginning of that fight. And then, they try to do their thing, but Cecil's like, no, I don't like how your guys are handling it, so I'm going to have Immortal being your leader and stuff. So, and after the whole Portal Man incident stuff, um, new Guardians come in. The Immortals like, hey, Mark, I don't trust you at some point, and then yeah. So there is a lot of seeds to be planted, right? With the Portal Man, essentially um, having the memories of the Portal Man from one of the dimensions that we saw with Mark about to kill the Resistance, right? But then Portal Man got his other self out of there, whoop, and then Mark was like, "What the hell was that?" So that Portal Man is kind of like now the main Portal Man. It's weird. It's very weird. Well, cause like um, Portal Man is the one who has the portal powers, obviously, but his other selves don't have the same powers. I guess most of it anyway. But anyway, but wouldn't that mean there's more other Portal Men, whatever? But anyway, um, so the hooded Portal Man, um, it has become the new drive for um, the for Portal Man, right? And has a big brain now, kind of like the leader from the Hulk, I guess, and then and that's where it pretty much kind of ends, I believe, right? So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's like the TLDR of like the big spoiler stuff. Um, it really is all about coping with what happened, getting back into work, and then yeah, what Portal Man will do. He wants revenge because obviously he saw his people were about to be killed. Well, more of them anyway, and then half of his people were killed in the process while Omni Man was like tearing up a robot from the other mansion, and then, of course, other enemy was like neck snapped, and then all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that one. But I will say again, yeah, it's a definitely interesting start, and I can definitely wait for more. So that is definitely all I got. Definitely cannot wait to see all the other Viltrumites come into play, Battle Beast, and like all the shit that does happen from the comics. From what I've gathered, anyway. Let's see how much deviation there is, because I know the boys have a lot of deviation for the better. But we'll see about Invincible here. Let's see where the story goes. See, and let me say again, I thought they were going to deviate with Mark joining Omni Man all of a sudden, and yeah, uh, you know, don't resist. Let the Viltrumites take over so that you are cured of cancer, hunger, and all that stuff. No more world hunger. Promise and everything. So that's pretty much it. So definitely want to see more from Invincible season 2. I think it's still good. I think it definitely is a good start, and hopefully it doesn't falter. You know, I think the only bad part about season 1, at least from my memory anyway, was the whole thing with Amber, like that Amber moment, the Amber situation. That was like really weird. But other than that, like, okay, that's resolved. I don't think that was really necessary to do, but it was probably the choice on the writer's side, and that's it. It was like just like nothing at this point. I guess for right now, at least. But anyways, we'll see about all the other episodes of Invincible season 2. But anyways, if you have any comments about Invincible season 2, leave them down below. Love to read them. And yeah, so thank you very much, and hope to see you all in the next video. Thanks, guys. Shout out.